episode 2. Progress on the comma has been less quick. The weather has been predictably British, so very wet and miserable. On the actual lorry itself, I've got to go through the process of removing every single nut and bolt holding all the rotten wood on.
No, brilliant, isn't it? That's the first time I've seen it go, Paul.
This thing?
Yeah.
Great.
It's awesome.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Fucking awesome.
When you got no one watching your corners, I'm like, oh fuck, am I going to knock the barn over on the wall?
This is definitely easier than trying to undo the nuts. Funky old lights. Go try and retain all of these little bits and pieces. I'll use them for something. Bloody hell! Like the wood, the bits, like all these bits.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's oak.
Looks like oak to me.
Yeah.
That's fucking hardwood.
Yeah.
That is such good quality stuff.
Look at the tiny groove on it. It's just like,
Look
and
how
that's
good
all
quality
been,
it still is.
and that's all been done by hand, like
Yeah.
on a, you know, someone's gone along and.
What's that? 50 years old?
That was 70.
70.
1952 this thing.
70 years old,
Yeah.
and that wood is as good as the day it's fitted.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a shame. Obviously, I'm cutting it up. I mean, this is a lot of it. Is
You are going to take it home and burn it, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I'll make you. I'm not going to bin it. No, I'll make
Well,
use
exactly,
of it.
yeah.
All the brackets and stuff I'm keeping though, and using
Yeah.
like my friend's a carpenter, and he wants some shelving brackets. And
Well, old metal like that, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's got character.
clean it up and.
Yeah.
I got the wheel arch off. Look.
Hey? Alright.
I got the arch liner off. I'm definitely doing it all out of aluminium when I'm done. I can't believe how much it weighs, each piece of it. Will they undo? No.
I'll tell you what,
I stand correct. Fair play.
yeah. It's an aluminium plank.
Somebody here, when he does work, he gets
Oh, beautiful. We are getting and making progress now.
There's a name. Oh, you said you'd be good at this.
Safety squids are on. Oh, where did that go? Far away. Got two nice shelf brackets for my mate Mark, who's making a shelf with subscription. And there's the very hot nut. Oh, holy shit. Definitely going to make use of these. Burn that. Oh, yeah. Doesn't look like I've achieved a great deal. Going to try again tomorrow or the next day. Progress has been made. Oh my god, they're heavy. What this was is the bulkhead that sat on the front there. What it also is very heavy and in the way. Come on, gravity. There you go. I appreciate this part of the video isn't the most interesting. It's a pretty long drawn out process. I'm doing all of these, however, it needs to be done. Once I've got all the back off, I'll get on to much more interesting things. There's not much I can say really. I'm wire brushing and then undoing 300 old rusty bolts. How did they ever do these up back in the day? They probably had a better tool than my adjustable spanner, but it's like just not tool enough to get it in. Oh. Oh, beautiful. Right, we've achieved a little bit more. Got bored of undoing bits of wood. Just give you another little look round it. I'm going to strip apart the spare starter motor that came with it, give it a clean up, give it a lick of paint, make it look pretty again. What I said was actually this came with the lorry. That's not strictly true. when I bought this lorry, when did I buy it? Three years ago? I think I bought it 3 years ago. A friend of mine contacted me and said he has a starter motor for one of these in his shed, which was bizarre because he doesn't have a lorry at all. He drives a really nice old Lanchester, but he said he'd had it checked and it ran nicely, so I presume this runs nice. There's not a lot in them to go wrong as long as there's continuity on the coil. Check the brushes. If there's no meat left on the brushes, replace those. All those bits are readily available, being a Lucas item. And if not, you just measure them and you can solder new ones in. It's not that bad. Oh. It all looks lovely and clean in there. Not sure if you can see that on camera. There's really not a lot to these old motors. There's two really long bolts that go the whole way through them. And that's about it. They pull apart, all comes apart, all the brushes fall out, and they can be fiddly to put back together again. But does that cap pop off of there? I feel like it might. It also looks a bit beaten up, so maybe it won't. Yeah, beautiful. Alright, that comes off of there, that comes off of there. I want to say that comes off next. As you pull this out, for those restoring their Comma Q4 starter motor, which I imagine is lots of you, you pull it out to a certain point and the brushes will pop down off of the... Now, is that a commutator? I think it is a commutator. And then you should be able to slide... Yes, you should be able to slide that out the middle. There we go. Right. There we are. There you can see all the brushes inside and their little respective springs, and everything in there looks in really good shape, which is nice to see. Can I put this on backwards? No, I can't. That's good. I don't know a huge amount about motors or polarity or coils or windings or anything like that. That is not my trade. So chances are if I put this back together wrong, it will spin backwards and start in reverse. Is that a thing? Right. Circlip, spring. That was much more effective. I'm now going to bang it back in the bead blaster and get it all ready for paint. I did attempt to take these out to remove the magnets, but they were not playing ball at all. I even used an impact not an impact wrench, like an impact tool that you hit with a hammer, and it just wasn't playing ball. Even broke the tool. So they're not moving. So just gonna give that a good old degrease and a clean in there afterwards, and then yeah, ready for paint. These are the brackets that were holding a lot of the back together. There's loads of these, about 50 of these on the back of it, and I'm going to repurpose them. A friend of mine is a carpenter, and he's making some shelving, and he wants some brackets to be hidden, so he's going to use these. He asked me if I could make him some, and seems a shame to waste them. It's probably really good quality steel because it was made back when it was black and white. Yeah, so I'll give them a lick of paint for them as well. Let's go find something to heat this lot up. Definitely forgot to turn on the camera for when I primed it. But I'm not a painter, so. Here's the yeah, primed item is looking pretty good. Right, how does this go back together? No idea. What I did end up doing in the end was painting this because it was looking a bit crispy and the wire brush just wasn't quite hitting the mustard. So I'm going to pop a bit of grease in here, put all this little assembly back together. That's then done. Couple of pumps on the grease gun. I don't want to be too mad with it because you don't want this flicking out and spraying all over the clutch once it gets to that time. This may never get used, by the way. The one on the truck, I don't think I pulled it this much apart, but I did give it a good clean out and it span over fine. Beautiful. Let's get a little bit of grease on there as well. Cool, right, let's leave all that for a minute. Let's put the main motor back together. As you can see, everything's had a very liberal coating of black paint. It actually came out looking alright considering it's absolutely freezing, so it don't want to go off. But I digress. Let's put this together. That's all airlined out, nice and clean. Brushes are in good shape. What I will do actually is just give them a little wipe before I get there. The future me will thank me for putting grease on that. Nipped. Nipped like a nipped thing, right? Beautiful. Right, that spins up lovely. Little dabble of dew here on the threads. Torque to spec. Right. Little cap goes on under there. Got a little dabble of grease in the end of there for. I don't really know what that's going to do. I don't really know what to need for the cap, to be honest. But painted gold. Pop him on. There we go. It's looking better. Next up, we have got the following items. I do have a little bit of a dilemma. I want to dress this woodruff key a bit because it looks like it's been eaten. It might have something to do with when it was dragged off the end of the shaft. So I'm just going to tickle this. Trying to clean up some of the burrs that are on the inside of this. I think it was where it didn't want to come off the shaft. It's picked up a little bit, so I've got to try and clean that off. Nah, it's not too bad. It should clean up alright. I might have to do this for the next week of my life. That's the only thing. I will do as well is cheat and clean up the spindle on the motor because that will also help things along. Don't read anything into that. Just got to clean up this little channel that the woodruff key slides down because I just tried the woodruff key and then it's very tight, so that is just going to get more and more bound up. And then I'm going to be sad because it's going to be half on. I'm going to be crying. It's just all going to get very emotional. So, let's just give this a little tickle, zhuzh it up a bit, and hopefully it slides on down as intended. For those of you who got this far in the video, I'm very impressed. Congratulations. And if you have got this far, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you've learned a little bit on how to paint a starter motor, essentially. Paint a starter motor for a very obscure lorry that no one has. The most useful how-to guide. Right. Woodruff key now sits lovely in the end of the shaft. Does it sit lovely in the... oh, no. It's so close to fitting lovely in here. Actually, yeah, let's just use the adjuster. See, just needed the adjuster. Right. Oh, at least some more. Right, that fits on there lovely now. Let's put a tiny bit of grease on there. I'm loving my grease today. Lube up the shaft. Let's say spindle. Let's say spindle. Let's lube the spindle. Well, this is going to need my persuader in a minute. Which persuader do I want to use? And how best to hold said motor when I persuade it? After a bit of pissing about because I'm stupid, I figured out the correct way to assemble this. So, I'm probably going to do a voiceover to this video and say this is exactly how you do this, so I don't sound like an idiot. As I say, take this at face value. This is not a guide on how to restore a comma Q4 starter motor. What it is a learning process for me. Trying to get it half lined up. Hey! Right, just got to make that little pin, but there is one starter motor. I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, if you've got this far. You've seen me strip apart, give a clean, paint the starter motor, the spare starter motor for the comma, and you've also seen me remove some nuts and bolts and some rotten wood. I will endeavour to continue with the project. It's just going to be a little bit slow going until I've got all the rotten wood off the back of it, and then we can set to work on getting into the oily bits, which would be good. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe. It really does help, and I'll see you for the next one.